Well, good morning and welcome back to the Little French Homestead. If you are new to my channel today, thank you for coming. Today, we have a lot of stuff that we need to do, but right now we have a couple of chores outside that we have to get done. I have a child who spent the night at her friend's house, had a blast. They went to SeaWorld. And there are animals that need to get taken care of. And another child who's still kind of recovering from a surgery. So I was asked very nicely if I could go ahead and do that for her this morning. So I'm gonna go put these in the car. We did a little shopping trip yesterday to Sam's Club, but that's not what we're gonna go through today. I have a few other things that we're gonna be doing today in the kitchen cooking. So come join me while we go and take a ride, walk around the property. So right now you can see two kitties. This one over here we're calling Cupcake, and the one over there right there is called Socks. And let's go feed them. They're very shy, so they'll run. So I just set their food down and we walk away. Okay, so now we're in our backyard. We're gonna go ahead and let these chickens out. We have a lot of stuff here in the backyard. My husband has a lot of stuff to burn, and we're trying to do that. We had a no fire ban for a long time, so all of our cardboard is sitting out. So here's our chickens. Here's our chickens, and let's go let them out. All right, so now I've let the chickens out, and we're gonna go ahead and go back inside the same way we came. I did not unlock the back door. And we're gonna go ahead and start going and making stuff in the kitchen. So come join me. After the chores got all done from being outside, I am now in the kitchen gonna make some homemade delicious bread. Now, this company, Mugu, has given me this particular bread maker. I absolutely love it. This is the second time that I am making bread with this particular machine. And I decided instead of regular pan loaves, I did a loaf pan. Now, I had bought that on Amazon, and I'm going to link that in the description box down below, as well as the slicer that I bought. So when you go ahead and make homemade fresh bread, you can go ahead and use the slicer to get your thickness. They have numerous different sizes and the width of your bread to make it very easy to go ahead and slice it. I will link both this machine and the bread pan and the slicer in the description box down below. Now, I do work with Lamugu, and I do receive a commission if you go ahead and buy them either from their website or through Amazon, and that helps sponsor my channel. So thank you in advance for go ahead and purchasing one if you do. Now, we are just finishing up this real quick. I am making other things today, so we will go ahead and get back to this. Okay, so now we're making our next wonderful item for today. I have been asked by my family to go ahead and make some apple fritters. Never made apple fritters before. This is the first time, so we're going to go ahead and give it a try out. I did get all of the ingredients all ready because I was waiting for my machine to stop running its cycle. So then that way I could go ahead and talk. So in a bowl, it does ask for 3/4 of a cup whole wheat flour and 3/4 of a cup of white. I only have white, so that's what I did here. So I've got everything all else lined up. I always do that thinking I can do that with my ingredients. Now I will list all the measurements down below, like I do in all my films. But right now we're gonna be doing brown sugar, baking powder, cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, and salt. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in there. I really like getting all of my ingredients all out, popping all the lids, just to make sure that I've got everything already in easy access, because I had to sit there and dig in my pantry for the cinnamon because I could not find that anywhere. I do believe that not too long ago we did a baking project here in my house, and the cinnamon was well hidden behind a bunch of stuff. So I like to go ahead and do whole nutmegs. This is very simple to go ahead and do this. Makes it fresher, and you can really actually taste the nutmeg. And these store for a very, very long time. We're looking for about a 1/2 teaspoon. So I'm gonna go ahead and call that good. Now I've already got my oven preset, because you want to go ahead and bake this at 400, excuse me. Now what we're going to go ahead and do, and I've already done my, did 1 egg, 1/2 cup of milk, and a teaspoon of vanilla. And now what we're doing, let me unwrap first. Now what we're going to go ahead and do is cut in 6 tablespoons of cold butter. And then you want to go ahead and cut them into nice little chunks. Before I put this in, I am going to give this a quick little stir. I have not done my apples yet. I did not want my apples to turn brown. I know I can go ahead and stick them into some water, but I did not want to do that. All right, let me give that a quick little mix. Just want to make sure everything is incorporated in here. All right, perfect. Now we're going to go ahead and add the butter. I'm going to try to break it apart as much as I can. And that way, and it wants to form in a little bit of a crumble like. So I'm just going to go ahead and mix this all in until we get that. All right, so we've got a nice little crumble going on here. We're going to go ahead and add our liquids. I'm going to mix this all up, create a wonderful batter, and then I'm going to go ahead and we only need 1 cup of apples. Now I know I can use a peeler, but for right now, I am just very thinly slicing the apples around. don't know how many times I've sliced my fingers on a peeler. All right. Now I do want to make these uniform enough. So I got an apple corer right here. And let's go ahead and get, that was the 3/4 cup. All right, well, we'll go ahead and still try to use that. It's not a big deal. Now I do want to try to get these into bite-sized pieces. Something like this. Okay. And it looks like we will go ahead and use one whole one. That is perfect. All right, so we got a little bit here, but once you kind of add that all in, it may be just a little bit over 1 full cup. That's okay. Now we're going to go ahead and mix this all together. All right, now we're going to go ahead and bring this over here, and we're going to show you how to put them on the tray. All right. So you're looking at about a 1/4 cup. So I just got like a small little scoop here, and that's all what we're going to add. Now you can use a baking liner like I am, and then that way you have easy cleanup. All right, perfect. Yeah, go ahead and set this in the oven, and then I'll bring you back when we're all set. I gotta wash my hands first. All right, so I have taken now these out of the oven. I've allowed them to cool a little bit over here, but I'm putting them on a rack. They don't look all that pretty, but as long as they taste good, that's what the end result is. So over here we got our glaze. It's powdered sugar, a little bit of vanilla, and some milk. Again, like I said, I will leave all the ingredients and the measurements and stuff and the recipes all down in the description box below. So after rereading the directions, that's why you're supposed to read them more than once. I actually read them once. After we put the glaze on, we need to put them back in the oven under the broil for about 2 to 4 minutes, and then we're gonna re-glaze them again. So I just put them back on, and now we're gonna go ahead and put them back in the oven. This is to help caramelize a little bit more of that glaze, get them nice and crispy, and then do another round of glaze. Silly me, that's why you read the directions more than once. All right, so that's what they're gonna look like. I am just gonna go ahead, again, bring them right over here. So these have cooled off quite nicely. These actually look really, really good. I'm gonna go ahead and give one of those ones a try. Don't get me wrong, the other ones were good too. Much better. Read the directions more than once. All right, so family is waiting for these very patiently. I'm gonna probably be making another batch or two if they really like them. I got 2 more apples. Might as well use them up while I still have all the ingredients out. So when we're done all this and I get ready to clean up, I'll bring it back for the next fun adventure. So you see here that this is the slicer holder for the bread. You can see how the bread is a nice squared shape, just like a sandwich loaf would be. I am slicing it here. We're about to make grilled cheese sandwiches. I have a couple of family members who are super excited. We made grilled cheese sandwich last week with these, and they want them again this time with this particular shape of bread. So as I get done slicing, I am going to be putting some of that aside. We're going to do a grilled cheese, and I'm going to go ahead and stop this right here so we can go ahead and enjoy. See how nice and squishy that is? This texture on this bread is absolutely divine. Now we are making that wonderful viral pretzels out of the biscuit doughs. So what I did is I had buy one, get one free from our wonderful Publix. And they were just in a 5-pack. So I was able to do 10. You're going to get a pair of scissors, cut them in half, and then cut them in half again. So you have 4 different pieces off that one particular biscuit. Then you're going to roll them into balls. And while you're doing that, you want to go ahead and get your pot on the stove. I used about a half water in there. And then you're going to go ahead and once the water is boiling, get a 1/4 cup of baking soda. You are going to want to pour very slowly. As you saw, the baking soda does rise up. You're going to add those balls into the water at about 30 seconds. Once you go ahead and do that, place them on a parchment paper and allow the excess to drain off. Then transfer to a different parchment paper on the baking sheet. You are going to top it with some butter and some salt. I actually have the Celtic sea salt that I am sprinkling on there. You're going to want to have a 425 degree oven already set and going. Bake for 12 to 13 minutes. Now my oven did take about almost 15 to 16 minutes. I did actually set them back in a few more seconds after that, but they had come out absolutely delicious. So here you see here, I did do baked, and then those are the fried apple fritters. Those are delicious. You see the slicing rack and the bread loaf, and then those delicious pretzel bites. Thank you so much for allowing me to come into your home today. If you like this video, like, share, but most importantly, subscribe and keep on cooking.